in Chinese, 你们好. Welcome back to our beginner Mandarin Chinese video series. In this video series, we will teach you the words and phrases that will enable you to make basic conversations and travel in China on your own. In today's class, I will teach you the numbers in Chinese. We'll learn the numbers from 1 to 99. I'll teach you the pronunciation, show you the characters, and as a special bonus, I will show you how to count using one hand, the way they do in China. Learning the numbers will come especially useful for our future classes, when we'll teach you how to shop and bargain in Chinese, how to buy coffee, and how to talk about your age. So make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss on our future classes. So now, let's begin with today's class. 咱们开始吧. So let's begin learning the numbers. We'll start with numbers 1 to 5, then we'll do 6 to 10, and then 11 to 99. The last part is very simple because if you know the characters from 1 to 10, you can pretty much use the same numbers to indicate the numbers 11 to 99. So I wrote the pronunciation above, numbers are here, and below are the characters. Now in this specific course we usually don't teach characters, but since the characters for the numbers are quite simple, I thought it might be useful for you to see what they look like. Also cool things to know. So let's start with the pronunciation. Now, what you see above, in case it's the first class you're joining here, what you see written used English letters, it's actually not English. So there is this pronunciation system in Chinese called Pinyin, where they use Roman letters to indicate the sounds in Chinese. But you need, when you look at it, don't try to pronounce it the English way. Learn how it's pronounced the Chinese way. In this class I will teach you how to pronounce the numbers, but if you want to have a complete kind of overview of how to pronounce everything in Pinyin, we have a separate video class, an hour long, where we really dive into Pinyin. So just look at our channel and you can watch the class and then you learn the whole of the pronunciation. So now let's begin. Starting from the first one, first tone, see that line above is the tone. If it's the first class you're joining, there are 4 tones in Chinese. First tone is high, flat, and whenever you see a Y and an I in Pinyin, you just pronounce it as I. So this is I, high, flat. This is the 4th tone. It's sharp, falling from up to down. The E sound is a bit different from the way you pronounce it in English. It's a bit of this sound. So, R. R. First tone again. This sounds exactly like the sun in the sky. But you don't write with a U, you write with an A. So whenever you see an A in Pinyin, you pronounce it as an A sound. Yeah, so san, san. Yeah, so first tone, high, long, flat. 4th tone again, falling, sharp. S. S. Whenever you see an I in Chinese, you pronounce it as U. S. And the last one, number 5, 3rd tone, dropping a little bit and upwards. Yeah, so down and up with your pronunciation. Wu. Wu. Now let's go over the 1 to 5 again. I, R, san, si, wu. Wonderful. Now you know numbers 1 to 5. Now let's take a look at the numbers 6 to 10. 4th tone, dropping from top to bottom. When you see an I and a U, you pronounce them as if separately and you put them together. So, liu, liu. A Q sound is a bit peculiar. It's like a bit of like a T and an S. So it's t, t. This one is easy. Ba, jiu. This J sound is you kind of just need to learn it. It doesn't really exist in the English language. It's kind of this G sounds so jiu. And the last one, second tone, which we haven't seen yet, it's a tone where you go just up. So, sh. To pronounce the SH sound in Chinese, you kind of roll your tongue a little bit backwards. So, sh. Now let's do this again. 6 7 8 9 10. Perfect. Now you know how to say the words, the numbers 1 to 10. So now let me show you how to use one hand to show all the numbers from 1 to 10 in Chinese. 1 to 5 are quite easy. 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, so 1 2 3 4 5. Now 6 to 10, they kind of follow the idea of the characters, but using a hand. So 6. You see the similarity? Imagine this is a little bit like the character, right? But you do it like this, so 6. A little bit of that, yeah? 7. Then 8. See, a little bit like the character. 8. 9. I guess it looks a little bit more like actually like our number 9, but 9. And there are a few ways to do 10. You can do it like a cross using one hand, like this, sh. You can use two hands to do like this, sh. Or a fist, sh. So let's do it again. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so starting with the numbers 11 to 19, it's very simple. To make these numbers in Chinese, you pretty much just say 10 plus the number that comes afterwards. So 11 would be 10, 1. 11. 12 would be 10, 2. 12. 13 will be 13. You're getting the point, right? So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now, when you look at the numbers 20 to 90, here things change up a little bit. So to make these numbers, you basically say how many tens there are. So for example, 20 would be 2 tens. Yeah, so 20. 30 would be 3 tens. So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. And finally, let's look at the more difficult numbers. So let's say 25 would be 2 times 10, and a 5. So 25. 36 would be 3 times 10, and a 6. 36. 47 would be 47, so on and so forth. 98, 98. Now we know how to say all the numbers from 1 to 99. I recommend you to practice a little bit on your own. Write down some numbers, try to see if you remember how to say them in Chinese. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. We will try our best to answer your questions as soon as possible. If you would like to study more Chinese, our school culture is doing live online video classes. So go to our website, it's in the description down below. Thank you for watching, or in Chinese, 谢谢.